Head injuries are a problem in college football, but the bigger problem may be that college football players aren't doing a good enough job reporting them. I'm Dan Graziano with this ESPN headline, and according to a study by Harvard and Boston University researchers, 26 of every 27 possible concussions went unreported among NCAA football players in 2013. For more on this, we bring in ESPN Outside the Lines reporter Tom Farrey. Tom, with all of the attention that has been given to head injuries in football over the past few years, why would college football players still be taking this issue lightly?
Well, you're talking about a culture that's been built up over 100 years, really. You know, a warrior culture that has long prized the idea of rub some dirt on it, play through it, deal with the pain, suck it up. I mean, it's like turning an oil tanker. It just doesn't happen in a few days. You also have coaches who need to win games. So are they incentivized really to pull that, star quarterback off the field as we saw in Michigan just the other day? So it's just going to take a while to turn this culture, and I think ultimately people are going to start to think about not so much recognizing when someone is concussed and when they should return to play, but I think the conversation at some point will turn to prevention strategies. It just has to, minimizing the number of times that players are banging heads.
That's very interesting, and I think so much attention is paid to the high-impact hits on quarterbacks, hits on running backs. What's interesting about this study is that the rate of unreported head injuries among offensive linemen is higher than it is among the general population. Why would that be, and do you think there's enough attention that's paid to the repetitive contact those guys go through as opposed to the higher impact stuff we see on the highlight films?
Yeah, so what they found with the across positions is that, roughly speaking, there's not all that much difference between the different positions in terms of how many diagnosed and suspected concussions people had. What happened with the offensive linemen is, they really have that suck it up culture. So while they may not have had as many diagnosed concussions as running backs, say, they were much more likely to not report them. So many more dings, many more suspected concussions. And it's, probably tied into this idea of, hey, we're on the line, we're doing the tough stuff. We'll let the glory guys have their moment, but, it's really our job to do the dirty work. Just deal with it. So.
And the NFL has received so much attention on head injury issues over the past couple of years. It seems clear from this study that it's a bigger problem in college in terms of awareness. What does this mean if we keep moving down the line to realms like high school football, where there are so many more players and probably a little bit less education about what these things mean in the long term?
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. You look, most youth football coaches, the 14 and under level, are not trained in concussion management. So, and there are not trainers on the sideline. There's not medical personnel there. So those kids are entirely exposed. Plus, they've got weaker necks. They're more susceptible to concussions. I think we're going to get to the point, where people are going to take the Robert Cantu argument seriously, which is, should we even have tackle football at 14 under? Do we need to have it? Do we need to have kids banging heads, or is it better just to play flag and touch, where kids are solving problems with their hands and their feet, and then we introduce tackle once they, grow into their bodies a bit more? One of the key medical bodies out there has identified, positions within football as a key risk factor for concussions. So if linemen if the biggest problem is among linemen, I think, we're going to start to ask ourselves the question, certainly at the 14 and under level, about whether we need to have linemen, or it should be more of a, like I said, a flag football, touch football scenario.
A major issue and an important discussion that obviously hits home for a lot of people. For more on this story and all of your football news and notes, keep it right here on ESPN.com.